Our next speaker is a strategic partner to CEOs. She's a global business advisor, and she's the best-selling author of Wake Up, Do the Work, Save Humanity, and her newest release, The Uncommon Leader. She advises founders and executive teams on performance, culture, and legacy, integrating psychology, neuroscience, and operational excellence to create organizations that are both high-performing and deeply purpose-driven. Her work equips leaders to make better decisions, scale with clarity, and build companies that endure. Today, she will be sharing the Uncommon Leader Framework, a blueprint for achieving exceptional results with purpose at the center. Please join me in welcoming to the NASDAQ stage, Paulina Stankiewicz.
Wow. Thank you, NASDAQ. Thank you for having me. I was born and raised in communist Poland, and I didn't even know you existed, NASDAQ. There were no iPhones and no iPads. Can you believe it? We did have the food stamps and an orange to share. Right now, I mentor, coach, and advise on business to the CEOs around the world. And supporting CEOs from over dozens of different countries, I have seen the patterns of success and those of failure. And here I am today telling you about that story. Gallup reports that only 31% of employees are engaged. Let that sink in. That means that 69% are not engaged, disengaged, or actively disengaged, which means that they actually sabotage your business, that they actually lie, steal, treat your customers in a really bad way. And yet, when I talk to dozens and dozens of CEOs around the world, they tell me, this is not me. This does not happen in my business. Our culture is just fine. So my question to you is this. If only 3 out of 10 of you are engaged and the rest are disengaged, and yet all of the CEOs I talk to tell me it's not them, where are all these disengaged people coming from? Where are they? So what you may not notice is the 31%, as you might not have graduated from actuary like myself. You may notice different symptoms, and it may sound like this. Paulina, right now, all of these Gen Zs, they're crazy, they're entitled, they don't show up for work, they are, coming in the work, we train them, and then they leave. You may have all these stories about what's happening in your business. And you point out, not in. And that's your choice. I'm not here to criticize you. You may also think that your employees are ungrateful. How many of you have ever heard that? Or heard yourself saying that? I heard this over and over again. Paulina, we care about fruits in the canteen and the fresh coffee imported fair trade from Brazil. And these employees are ungrateful. They're ungrateful. They want more and more. And guess what? They go away for a better job. They only want more money. Whoever heard that? Or they have problems with their families. They need to take leave all the time. Or they are on a sick leave. Or maybe they have mental struggles. It has nothing to do with our business, Paulina. These are all the symptoms of not being engaged in your business. But it's not really about your business. I really, frankly, don't care. If you do not care, I couldn't care less. And if it wasn't NASDAQ, I would use different words, trust me. It starts with, okay, I won't say. And I will tell you this, I love my clients. And all those CEOs, they came to me and they tell me their stories, and I would believe them if only I didn't live the employee story. I was around 25 years old when I entered as an intern to this global American corporation. There were 2 buildings of 3,000 people in each, mechanical plant, building PCBs. You can ask me later what that means. It's electronic devices. We were shipping around the world, serving Fortune 100 clients, and I was terrified. I was terrified of making mistakes, of not pleasing my boss, because everyone was running crazy. Everyone was rushed, and I didn't know what to do. 15 years later, I had 15 bosses, and only one of them truly, deeply cared about my growth. That is 6%. That is my story. And it's not some kind of small companies. Those are big corporations with certifications, with titles, great place to work for, and all of that. So, now I'm here speaking at NASDAQ. Imagine if all of those bosses cared deeper. Where could I be? I might have been a president. But think about the other people, all the other employees that are not speaking here today. Where are they? They are in the situations where they come home to their families and they take it out on them. They take out frustration somewhere, or they numb their pain in alcohol, drugs. And I'm not making it up. My clients tell me stories. They tell me stories. Sex addictions, all the things that we've heard a lot on these stages today. And I want to reiterate, leaders are not bad people at all. They're not the bad guys. Yet, as an employee, I would think we are the good guys and they are the bad guys. Those rich CEOs, they are only there for the money. How many of you ever heard that when you flip the table? So I took this as my mission to support leaders at the top with tools, with awareness that it matters what they do. It matters who they are. Because once they know better, they will do better. And I truly believe that. So let me tell you about one of my clients. Let's call him John. He is a CEO of a Dutch company. He has been CEO and owner for 20 years, managing, leading about 200 people. When he came to me, his body posture was a little bit down. He had little life in him, and he was complaining. These people are ungrateful, they're high turnover, this and that. Luckily, he knew deep down something bigger was at stake, and he stepped into courage to work on himself. Over the 6 months, he stepped up, he energized himself, he re-engaged himself into the culture, and everything changed. The culture changed. Some people left, but many great people came, and they started to value where they are. They grew beyond Europe. They created much more meaningful conversations with clients. They serve national companies around the Netherlands. Think about it. Culture didn't change because something in the company changed, because they invested in system, marketing, or process. It changed because he changed. He became a different person. He walked differently. He entered the room with different presence. And that shifted things. I told you I came from Poland. So at the nation level, think of communism. Communism was this amazing dream. Russian dream, not American dream. everyone will be equal. But, some people will be just a bit more equal. So that was the real culture, wasn't it? And there was no growth. There were no passports. There was no freedom. And the change happened from within. I personally come from the city where the solidarity movement started. And it went across Europe, Eastern Europe, and removed communism once and for all from that area of the world. And because it opened up and created the shift that everyone was given similar opportunities, now Poland is one of the fastest growing economies in the world. That is an amazing story. In order for something to change, something needs to change. So now you have two choices. You can continue being in the disbelief or staying in that comforting belief that you're just fine, your culture is just great, and your employees love you. Or you can open yourself up to a possibility that perhaps you are the culture. You are the culture. You cannot delegate the culture. You must embody it and engage with it. And when you change, everything changes. My name is Paulina Stankiewicz. Thank you, NASDAQ, for having me today. And I invite all of you to read this new book and follow me on all social media, find me on my website. Thank you again, NASDAQ, for having me. Thank you. That's how we did it. Good girls. Thank you.